Internet, hello and welcome to GRLCS Week 1 Diamond Cap Stream Part 2. You saw Part 1 yesterday, and we're here to bring you the remainder of it. You'll see the schedule in the top right corner of your screen. I'm AlexAgent822. Joining me is John Weenie Edwards, here to cast Predictive Gaming Fusion versus My Little PogChamp and Reformed XD versus Genie Club ISU JV. Say hello, Weenie.
Yeah, hey everybody, thanks for having me again, Alex. I'm really excited to get going with this. From my understanding, both the games we're watching are pretty good and hopefully action-packed. It'll be a fun time for everybody.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into it. You are going to see on your screen now, it is going to be on the blue side, Predictive Gaming Fusion with Haruki in the top lane on Malphite, Coach Joey in the jungle on Hecarim, Japanya Fan on Orion in the mid lane, and in the bot lane you've got Quick Slice and Shukron on Kai'Sa and Thresh.
Yeah, and on the red team, we do have My Little PogChamp. They've got Vinyona in the top lane with Camille, 2004 Lexus GX470 in the jungle on Gragas, top lane Kazekage with Lucian mid, and Chimichangas and Black Salt in the bot lane on Jhin and Rel.
Oh wow, they're going for the 5-man invade here. The hookshot has been taken by Benioni, but he doesn't get the stun off. Quick Slice actually started his recall, I think, expecting them not to go any farther, but they're not going to lose anything for it. No flash is burned, and now Beniona has his hookshot at level 1, which I don't think is quite ideal for the Camille.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that he wants necessarily, but I will say with the Malphite lane, I don't think it's going to hurt him too badly. You know, he might take a Malphite Q and not be able to return any damage until level 2, but he should hopefully be able to survive with it.
Yeah, the mid lane matchup should be pretty spicy, probably favored in My Little PogChamp's corner. Lucian has been the traditional counter pick to these control mages with the long cooldowns and inability to hit him when he just ease forward.
Yeah, I think Japanya Fan's really going to need to play these early levels in particular super safe, just because Lucian has so much damage potential with that press the attack and his early combos. If he's able to poke him down at all, he can take his dash level 2 and have kill pressure right out of the gate.
Alright, both bot laners actually starting up on their blue buffs. I think they're going to know that Coach Joey started up here with Haruki coming into lane a little bit later. Hookshot from Beniona early on aggressively. He's going to get the shield from his passive there. Trades actually pretty nicely onto him, but with the Comet and the Seismic Shards coming out, he'll trade a little bit of health back. Guardian also popped. That's interesting. I don't think I normally see the Guardian as the keystone of choice for Rel. More often I see the Aftershock.
Yeah, usually I see Aftershock as well, but Guardian definitely does make sense, I think, in some matchups, just because if she's able to stay on the Jhin while she's providing CC, you also get that little bit of shielding to keep him alive as much as possible.
Yeah, I guess that's also true. Chimichangas actually taking the lesser end of this trade in what is essentially a 1v2. Level 1 Black Salt can't really do anything to try and jump on him after he misses the first W. So yeah, Chimichangas
great trade from Quick Slice.
And yeah, I guess that definitely makes sense what you're talking about the matchup, because from what I understand, and I don't play like a ton of Rel or anything like that, but I've heard that Thresh is just the hard counter to Rel in basically every lane. You really can't do anything when the Thresh is standing on the enemy AD carry. Beniona going for a hookshot here. He'll take a tower shot and a seismic shard in return, but he's really poking down Haruki. He's already used all of his corrupting potion stacks.
Yeah, that is a great poke from Vinyona, keeping Haruki now almost out of mana, so he's even going to struggle to farm this wave in the top lane. But yeah, I really think it just comes down in the bot lane to Thresh is able to flay Rel out of her jump, which flay counters pretty much every dash in the game, more or less. So I would assume that's what the Rel was looking at and just saying, hey, I might not be able to get onto the Kai'Sa and get my Aftershock procs, so I'll just stand on top of Jhin, try to shield him as much as possible, and play the lane backwards, more or less.
That was a really close hook on both of them, but just down the middle there. And yeah, the Flay is really good against a lot of these dash-oriented supports, like Rel and Leona, but also it's super easy because Rel super telegraphed. You see how long it takes for her to actually crash down? after the dash. Beniona actually taking the lesser end of this trade because he teleporting back to lane from Haruki. Body slam flash to the side. Beautiful play from 2004 Lexus GX470 for first blood. And they will also get one in the bottom lane. We were talking about the bot lane matchup, and it looks like Black Salt just played it better. Summoner heal used, flash, crash down. Quick Slice has to flash away as well, so both flashes burned by the bottom lane of Predictive Gaming Fusion.
Yeah, that is a lot of action in a super short amount of time there. I'm not even sure what part of that I really want to talk about. It was a great play by Lexus with that flashy on Gragas, just making sure they were able to get the kill onto Haruki. Then at the same time, we kind of missed the beginning of that trade bot lane, but a great play by Black Salt and Chimichangas being able to get Thresh here and give them some breathing room that way.
Yeah, I love watching Gragas. Because, oh wow, that's a really bad time to Relentless Pursuit in, because here comes the Hecarim. He's going to barrel him into the tower, and Chapanyafan actually ends up getting the kill thanks to the tower shot. Doesn't go down to the Ignite, so a lot lost there by top lane Kazekage.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way it always works for me in the mid lane too, is as soon as I finally commit, alright, gonna go in, this is my kill chance, suddenly there's a Hecarim flying at you at Mach 10 from your bush, and that could have been a kill from Kazekage, obviously just one auto off, but Hecarim being able to be there, now it turns into a great play against my little PogChamp.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think that top lane Kazekage, he saved his flash, so at the very least he didn't die having flash, but do you think if he had flashed, he would have gotten that kill, and if he did, would that even be worth it?
Yeah, I think since she was one auto off, it is kind of a risky play just because you could obviously, you know, misclick, especially when there are flashes going around like that.
Ooh, here we go, another game. Haruki doesn't have Unstoppable, of course he doesn't have flash, and that's going to be a really easy pickup for Beniona. Meanwhile, the play in the bot lane, Shukran going to get dodging the Deadly Flourish. They did have their jungler in the area, so not too much of a fear for them. Jungler showing in the top lane for MLP, so they know that they're not going to be under a lot of pressure down here, and it looks like the dragon been started off for PGF.
Yeah, great job by PGF. It looked like as soon as Hecarim saw Gragas show top lane, he immediately started pathing towards that Drake, realized, hey, we can get an early dragon and get on the path to his soul. So seeing where the jungler is and able to counterplay very well. But yeah, as far as that flash mid lane, I think he could have gotten the kill if he had flashed in, but then with a Hecarim almost level 6 and an Orianna level 6, if he doesn't have his flash, it just becomes almost a guaranteed death within the next 5 minutes. There's not much you can do without flash if Heck decides to ghost at you with an Ori ball on him and they both ult.
Okay, Relentless Pursuit forward because 2004 Lexus, that's a great explosive cast to knock him away from his own tower. The Sombrero Shockwave just to try and push Lexus off of him. A teleport coming in from Beniona as well. They're really going to commit for this one, and nothing's going to come of it. The explosive cask burned, and not really a whole lot on the side of Chapanyafan lost there. He already didn't have flash, and he didn't have to use it to get away.
Yeah, that was really a heads-up teleport by Beniona. Obviously, it ended up not really working out for him, but it was good to just be able to say, hey, it looks like there is a fight breaking out here. Any body there is helpful, especially when he had top lane shoved in a little bit. But yeah, it is great that Chapanyafan is able to survive that trade, essentially, when it looked like he was going to die. I was pretty certain once the Gragas ult hit him, he was done for.
Yeah, alright, so we've got Lexus sneaking in into this bot lane. The Death Sentence is going to connect. They don't hard commit onto Black Salt out of fear of the first off the wave, and also no vision on Lexus. So perhaps they smell this one out. But he is still down there. He doesn't have the explosive cast. We just saw it burn.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like they could sense something was up there, or they at least realized there was a possibility Gragas is near. So great heads-up play by their bot lane, just making sure, hey, we'll take this little trade, don't commit too hard, because we never know where Lexus is.
Yeah, and look at that. I think for sure they know, because Coach Joey on the top side, stealing away the enemy red buff. Really nice. He's up about 4 camps worth of CS over Lexus right now. And of course, I think the Hecarim is a naturally faster farming jungler than the Gragas. But Lexus losing a little bit there for not a whole lot of benefit.
Yeah, Coach Joey has done a great job of really focusing more on objectives and on camps, while the Gragas has been essentially hard forcing ganks everywhere. Obviously, he does have the 2 assists, both of them coming top lane and worked out very well.
Yeah,
And the Hecarim was able to pick up an assist as well.
Rift Herald has been started, but they knew it because of that Scuttle Crab vision, and now they're all collapsing. It's going to be a 3v3 here, but the Thresh is coming to make it a 4v3. Hyruki gets caught by the Hextech Ultimatum. He goes back in with the Onslaught of Shadows as well as the Inseparable Force. They will trade 1-for-1 so far. The Thresh is here, though, and now Hecarim chasing away the Gragas. Beniona trying to get one back for himself. He's doing as much damage as he can to Chapanya Fan, but in the 1v2 situation, it's not going to matter. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of PGF.
Yeah, that was a great play by PGF, able to just collapse onto that rift immediately. And one thing that you really don't want to see if you're My Little PogChamp is the Hecarim getting kills or the Orianna getting kills, just because they can both synergize so well and have massive damage once they get a couple of items.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, this Orianna, who was in what we were talking about as a counter matchup, Shockwave just to keep the minions shoved into the tower. He knows he's not going to have to use it anytime soon. He's going to back away here as top lane Kazekage is actually just going to chase him through the wave, but he has no culling, so really just wasting mana here because we know that Chapanya is about to recall, spend that 3 kills worth of gold.
Through my work.
Yeah, it looked like top lane Kazekage knows he is about to just be farming that wave, so maybe he's trusting there that if he gets a little bit of damage on, it keeps Orianna from basing for another second or two, then he's able to just heal most of that damage up as he shoves this wave and looks to roam afterwards.
Okay.
But this is definitely, Chapanya Fan had the best possible circumstances he could have asked for in this lane, given how countered he was, and now he's 3-0 and tied in CS against the Lucian. With the Seekers, Lucian's going to have a hard time really using his advantage that he had with his kid.
Alright, a little bit of bush cheese from MLP, but unfortunately right on top of a ward. And they're actually teleporting the Malphite in here to try and go for this one. They're just like gonna anti-cheese MLP here. They're trying to get out now, but Hyruki is here. There's no Inseparable Force. He's going to body slam out, but Black Salt is going to be caught. Probably going to have to flash over this wall, but he's not going to get the chance. Unstoppable Force comes off cooldown. Hyruki going over the wall onto Lexus. Explosive Cast to try and disengage, but he's just going to be kept in place here. There's the Curtain Call onto Hyruki. He's taking a lot of damage here. Flash forward. 2004 Lexus is burning for the Corrupting Potion, but he's still alive. Coach Joey's just going to barrel into him for the kill. And now Chimichangas and top lane Kazekage on the run. Flash play coming up from Shukran. Death Sentence. Oh, forcing the flash out of top lane Kazekage. Hyruki very low, but has to back away. The Shockwave flashed away from him by Chimichangas. The Rift Herald is dropped by Coach Joey on the other side, but he's too low. He's by himself here. And now he's probably just going to pay the price, or unless he can just run out, which he can. And now Chapanya Fan has followed him. Shukran looking for the Death Sentence, but he doesn't connect it. And there's the Magnetic Storm. Shukran going down. Top lane Kazekage picks up that kill. Quick Slice is now in the middle of the enemy team. He's going to be slowed up by the Seismic Shard. Hyruki gets his AD carry out, and they're just going to focus down this tower for first tower. Beniona just doing what he can to try and equalize that in the top lane, but they are going to lose tower down here first.
Man, that was about a full minute or so of just non-stop action. Both teams committing back and forth. I really thought Hecarim overcommitted there for a little bit, but he was able to just use his E and fly on out of there as fast as possible.
God, that's so crazy. That all started because 3 members of MLP tried to bush cheese on the enemy red buff, just sitting there on vision for a full like 20 seconds, and PGF are just like, oh, you know what, let's just take it. They don't know, we know. We pretend not to know, and then we know. On the other side though, MLP, off of some recalls, they're gonna try and force this Ocean Drake up. Top lane Kazekage a little bit zoned from the rest of his team. There's the crash down, it's right on top of the Hecarim, and the Hecarim has no ultimate. Coach Joey going very low, the Shockwave onto 2. Black Salt very low, he's not gonna die yet, and the Ocean Dragon does go the way of MLP. Now they're backing away, Chapanya Fan trying to finish him off, and there we go, Quick Slice goes in with the Killer Instinct. It's 2 kills for the AD carry of PGF, and now they equalized the Dragons, but they lost 2 members for 1.
Yeah, that was a great ultimate by the Kaisa there in the end of that fight.
Ionis going back in, but he gets hooked immediately out of the hook shot. Quick Slice gonna get caught by the Hextech Ultimatum, gets shut down. Explosive Cast pulls Shukran even closer, and that is an easy dark passage to pull him in. Beniona trying to juke, but he can't do it. Top lane Kazekage gets caught by the Unstoppable Force. He's trying to equalize the kills, but he's so weak. He doesn't even have a mythic item. Shukran gonna go down to the AP Gragas, and they'll trade. Chapanya Fan flashes forward. He doesn't have the Shockwave, so he flashed just for the slow. The body slam forward. He's gonna take a lot of damage. Double kill goes over to the Malphite. Crash down coming out from Black Salt. He gets out of the Curtain Call. Chapanya Fan is running for his life, and they're gonna disengage. Just so much action all of a sudden. It's only 800 gold separating these two teams.
Yeah, this game is incredibly close for how much action is going on. Usually in games, now there's a teleport play coming in. It looks like
Beniona wants it. Oh, that shockwave was just a little too early. Doesn't pull him out of the hook shot. Beniona gets one back with the teleport, but he's gonna die for sure. Beniona is happy to trade 1-for-1 for his life, but golly, he's been off the map for a full minute or so, it seems.
Yeah, that was definitely worth it for Beniona there in the end to be able to get that shutdown on the Orianna. That's one thing that Chapanya really needed to not do if possible, is not let a carry get that shutdown, because now Camille is going to be very scary. She's able to use that shutdown gold and get closer to coming to the point where she can just almost 1v9 this game.
Yeah,
But
we always have the
impressive
meme.
this game's as close as it is with the amount of action going on. A lot of times one team will snowball, and as the more fights go on, one team gets a larger and larger lead. And these two are just haymaker after haymaker, back and forth, both getting a lot of golden objectives out of everything.
We have that meme about Camille has Cho'Gath ultimate on her Q, so maybe if Beniona gets that shutdown gold and makes good use of it, Blade and the Death Sense and the box have been invested. Black Salt throws down the Magnet Storm. It's gonna crash down back towards his tower as Chapanya fan is gonna find top lane Kazekage. The mid lane rematch, the Shockwave pulls him in, and Coach Joey I don't think even needs to be here. It's a solo kill essentially for Chapanya fan over top lane Kazekage.
Yeah, Chapanya fans now reached that point where top lane Kazekage I don't think can go near him anymore.
Death Sentence, he follows it through. There's the play onto him. The Onslaught of Shadows is good. It veers up 2. Black Salt gonna stun him up. Gonna crash down back towards his team. Quick Slice goes in with Killer Instinct. One more auto will finish the job. A double kill. And a Death Sentence comes in from Shukran, and that's gonna be a 3rd kill going the way of PGF.
Absolutely huge play from PGF there. I feel like Shukran is hitting essentially every single hook I see him throw. I know he missed one at the very beginning where he
Wow, Hextech Ultimatum is going to be used, but he's in a 1v3 situation. Surely he knew that that was the case. Flash play misses from Shukran. Will they land it? They land the Void Seeker. Beniona goes back in with the hook shot, and he's going to die for it!
Man, Beniona's just out for blood. That's all there is to it. He decides, hey, I'm going to take this aggressive play, see if I can get shutdown gold off any of them here. And he does end up paying the price for it, as Chapanya fan at least is able to keep shoving in top lane and also punish top lane Kazekage at the same time.
Yeah, I respect the aggression from top lane Kazekage, but he's got to understand, he's level 9, this Orianna's level 11, so it's a 2-level discrepancy as well as a level 2 ultimate on this Shockwave. Chapanya fan just trying to juke, but he's just going to get one-shot by 2004 Lexus GX 470 with the AP Gragas coming out.
Yeah, really all top lane Kazekage can do now at this point is try to sit back, farm as much as possible, and wait for Gragas to show up. With that Seekers, Orianna probably has at least around 100 armor right now, and while she also has a 2-level lead on the Lucian, who only has 1 item, he's just not going to be doing the damage that he needs to be able to trade with her or win any fights at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like Lucian mid is one of those champions where you kind of rely on winning your lane in order to be effective. That champion is super good when you're ahead, and when you're behind, it feels like the champion just does no damage. You can't get in range, and you can't one-shot anybody. It's just really rough.
Yeah, it's definitely a high-risk, high-reward lane, and a lot of times what happens, and something that helps them, is mid laners won't essentially spend the gold to itemize against it. Whereas Chapanya fan just had the heads-up awareness to say, hey, I know he's going to bully me. I'll pay this 1,000 gold fee to
Go. There's the explosive cast. It knocks 2 away. The Magnet Storm is good on the Coach Joey, who Hextech falls away. But a 4-man shockwave from Chapanya fan does not have the damage to finish anybody off. The Assemble Force only on the 2004 Lexus GX 470, but that's all they need. Actually, there it is. The Cho'Gath ultimate coming out of Beniona. One-shot Chapanya fan from 40% HP. Beniona now just trying to keep himself alive. He gets the magic damage shield. A triple kill for the Camille. Haruki gonna flash forward. Can he finish it? No. Yes, he can. A quadra kill before he goes down, but it's a win for MLP, and they'll pick up the Infernal Drake to add icing onto the cake.
Good lord, that is exactly what we were talking about earlier with Camille having gotten that previous shutdown, able to get some items, and Beniona was really just able to take over that fight. They ended up being a pretty even fight with the exception of MLP getting a dragon, but that looked like it was not going to be in the favor of MLP at all when that fight began.
Yeah, when PGF landed a 4-man shockwave off of Chapanya fan, that looked like it was going to be a fight ender, but because he has gone for the Seekers, which, like we said, goodbye because of the matchup, but it's a lower damage compared to what you could be having, as well as the fact that he's gone for Ionian Boots of Lucidity as opposed to the Sork Boots. He's got a lot lower cooldowns because of the ability haste, but he's got significantly less damage than what you would expect from a 6-kill Orianna at that point in the game, I think, is what happened there. And so as a result, they kind of just take the Shockwave in stride, and then Beniona pops off in that fight, getting a quadra kill, and earning them a dragon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I do think if the Orianna had Sorcerer's Shoes there and a needlessly large rod, for example, instead of a Seeker's, that could have just been a one-shot quadra kill. But like you said, I do still think the Seeker's was a good buy to survive lane, and she might not have had those 6 kills in the first place without having had the Seekers and the Boots of Lucidity.
Right, exactly. Here we go. Death Sense is going to connect, but it's a 2v4 in that area right now, so perhaps not taking it. A good call by Shukran.
Yeah, definitely a good choice there. Just get the little bit of poke that they can with the hook, but definitely don't commit to anything until you have full vision of the enemy team and know that your team is near to follow up.
So I actually would like to talk a little bit about Jhin, because, and I don't know a lot about AD carry builds right now, but what I've heard is actually that Eclipse is pretty good on Jhin as a mythic item, at least from Doublelift stream, because the Eclipse mythic passive is % armor pen, which is really good, and you can go into Collector, which gives you more lethality and crit chance, which the Collector is just such an insane item for most AD carries. And then I don't know what you go after that. Maybe you transition into more crit, because I feel like AD carries really value that crit chance. And you don't lose a lot from not having Gale Force, other than, of course, the dash, which is semi-situational to begin with. What do you have any insights on that particular item choice?
Yeah, I haven't seen much of it. I feel like most Jins that I see do go Gale Force more than anything.
Right.
There's a fight here. We'll see if Beniona's able to get that kill, but it looks like Haruki's just going to ult away. But yeah, I think it just comes down to really your confidence in your gameplay as the ADC. I can definitely see some serious upside with Eclipse, and definitely understand it. I also agree Collector is a ridiculous item in my opinion, and I think it should maybe be looked at a little bit personally.
Yeah, it just kind of gives you every stat you want as an AD carry.
Yeah, well as the execute.
Well, top lane Kazekage is almost certainly going to die here. The teleport coming in from Beniona to try and save him, and he actually is surviving a lot longer than you'd expect. Beniona gets in on the Chapanya Pen. He's got the next Q. Hextech ultimatum. Shockwave is going to pull him away, and he will kill him anyway. And here comes the crash down from Blacksalt. The Magnet Storm comes out. Beniona still wants more. Holy cow, Coach Joey goes very low. He gets the double kill, and there's the curtain call. He's Quick Slice comes in with the Killer Instinct and takes out Beniona finally, and they're going to back away here. They expended a lot of resources to kill the Camille. Black Salt and Chimichangas ready for more action, as Lexus is skulking around the area, but he's not going to find them on their way back.
This game is just turning into more and more of Beniona versus the world, where I keep thinking MLP is in a bad spot in the fight. They're about to lose.
There we go! Death Sentence onto him! Chimichangas gets cheesed! Quick Slice gets a kill.
As I was saying, everybody on MLP, I feel like there's a lot of things that are going wrong their way, just maybe cheesy things like that. You know,
there's no unstoppable force. Oh wait, he had it back. Wow.
Yeah, it just came up, I believe, right before that fight happened, so pretty lucky for him.
Yeah, I was like, I thought he just used it bot lane, but well, I guess it's back up. How much ability haste does he have? This gives ability haste? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, it gives some, apparently just enough. He might have also taken cooldown reduction in his runes. I know some Malphites will opt to do that instead of getting some adaptive force. Just for situations like that, you never know when you want to ult out.
Alright, so gold lead has ballooned a little bit in favor of PGF. They're now up a little under 3k gold. A lot of that has to do with, you know, just the number of kills that Quick Slice and Chapanya Fan have picked up, because farm discrepancies are not great, and where they are great, they're pretty evened out between mid and top.
Yeah, I would agree. It does look like there's not a ton of lead
my
there, but
Beniona, nice dodge on the Shockwave with the Hextech Ultimatum. He might pay the price for it, but Coach Joey going very low. Here we go. The crash down in the Onslaught of Shadows is good, but Beniona's going to pick it up. Quick slice. Don't go into melee range with the Camille. Shutdown goes over to Beniona as 2004 Lexus wants to keep the fight going. Explosive Cask is available. They do again have the Assemblable Force. He gets a double kill. Beniona going very low, but he doesn't have tower aggro. It's going to be a shutdown as it goes over, but it's going to be the ace for MLP.
Yeah, this is Beniona's just absolutely ridiculous at this point. He has so much gold on that Camille. Every time he uses his powered up Q, it's just I think it's hit almost 3/4 of Oriana's health right there.
God. And Quick Slice has been pretty consistently going in with a Killer Instinct to try and help finish off the Camille. But that time, not only were his teammates dead by the time he get in there, but he also got, I think, way too close to Beniona at too high of HP. So Beniona just turns around and one-shots him with the Q. So, this is a very scary Camille for them to be dealing with. It's secured,
Yeah,
basically secures them two
Heist
dragons.
was ahead there as well, and now that shutdown went on to Beniona too. As if he didn't already have enough gold. Quick Slice has been doing a great job of ulting in, picking up some kills towards the end of fights with his ult. But yeah, that one, he basically just ults in and hands Camille, I want to say 650 gold.
Alright, so because of all that just happened, not only is there 3 dragons on the side of MLP, but they now actually have the gold lead. Beniona comes over with the hook shot. Blacksalt flashes forward. He's going for the engagement on the Tapanya fan, but no follow-up. A good stun on a Coach Joey, but Blacksalt is just gonna die. Oh, top lane Kazakaka got blast coned into the enemy team. He had to run away immediately. Deadly Flourish will root Coach Joey in place. The Onslaught of Shadows and the Assemblable Force are available if they want to keep the fight going.
Yeah, that was a great kill on the Black Salt there. It gives them a chance to now hopefully get some Baron control here, establish vision control, and they're still in a great spot for this game. They have an excellent team comp with Malphite and Hecarim both able to take the fed Oriana ball onto the enemy team if they need to. And Quickshot has been doing a great job of playing to his strengths, and he is very ahead in most of these fights.
Yeah, alright, so the Baron has been started up. The Curtain Call gonna come out from Chimichangas. Just gonna be blocked up by Shookman, but Hyruki wants to be the one to take it. Now we've got 2004 Lexus. That's a great explosive cast. Hits 4 people, and it is AP Gragas. The Death Sense comes out. Coach Joey focusing down to Baron. He secures it for the side of PGF, and there we go. Onslaught of Shadows, and he's gonna take out 2 members. Flash Death Sense flashed away from by top lane Kazakage. And that's gonna be Baron on 5 members of PGF off of that great play.
Yeah, fantastic play for PGF. That is exactly what they needed there, with Beniona being pretty scary, as we've talked about over and over. I feel like Beniona is really the story of this game at this point. But now they're able to get a couple of kills, as well as get the Baron, and they can get a lot of objectives off of this play right now.
Yeah, that tower just melts before the might of 5 members with Baron buff and that super cannon minion. They're gonna back away and spend some of that hard-earned gold now. Panya fan looking pretty nice with that Leandri, Seraph, Zanya's Hourglass. 3 items completed over top lane Kazakage, who only has the Gale Force and not even the Essence Reaver yet.
Yeah, top lane Kazakage is definitely just looking to get whatever gold he can still. He's really going to need to finish that Essence Reaver before he's able to do as much damage as you're going to need from your mid laner to be able to win any fights that aren't just being hard carried by people getting caught out or being played completely around pigs.
Yeah, I feel like a lot in straight up 5v5 team fights where everyone's there at the beginning of the fight, it definitely goes the way of PGF, right? You got Unstoppable Force, Shockwave, Onslaught of Shadows, all these big AoE ultimates. Whereas on the side of MLP, a lot of their damage is single target. You have Lucian, you have Jhin, you have Camille, very single target focused. So you're really focused on trying to kill someone before a fight starts, or just one-shot somebody before they can get their ultimates off in order to win these fights. Remove some of that AoE damage from the mix before in order to win fights on the side of MLP.
Yeah, absolutely. MLP is definitely going to want to look for not a straight 5v5. They definitely can still have grouped fights. They just can't be too close to each other where they're all tanking a Hecarim ult, Oriana ult, or Malphite ult. And they need Beniona to be able to come in from the side, if at all possible, and he should be able to take out the Kaisa single-handedly if he can get onto her.
Yeah, Quick Slice does have quite a bit, though. He actually has 4 items. Death Sentence connects onto Black Salt. Black Salt is actually just going to go in with a crash down onto Quick Slice. Quick Slice going to get stunned up and almost taken out. Shockwave is going to go down onto Black Salt, takes him down. GX470 and the Curtain Call will finish off the Orianna. Nice play from Shukran, but it's not going to matter because he's surrounded. And MLP answer back. They've got the you got the Baron, but we got 3 of your members, and Haruki now caught by the Hextech Ultimatum. He's going to go down as well. 4 members taken out as MLP sacrificed Black Salt for 4.
Breathe in the atmosphere.
Great play by MLP there to be able to follow up, and this is huge for them. Like I mentioned earlier, it's just haymaker after haymaker back and forth. And also, Binyona was able to even chunk Haruki, who has tons of armor at this point, just because of the true damage from his
Look at the
Q.
timing of that fight breaking out, because it's 2 seconds to the Infernal Dragon spawn. This is soul for MLP. I don't think that they can even get there in time to contest it, even with them respawning right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you really don't want to happen on that single target team that we had mentioned, because now the Camille Q, the Jin ultimate, all of these abilities where they are trying to hit one person are just going to chunk them that much more, as well as do a little bit of AoE like you had mentioned that PGF has.
Oh man. Oh yeah, and look, the trap with the Infernal proc onto Shukran does a fair chunk. You know, it's not like that huge, but it's bigger than you would expect.
Yeah, definitely did a decent amount of damage, especially considering that it is just usually used for vision. You don't even really think about your E popping on people for the most part as Jin.
Okay, so now Chapanya fan trying to secure that Scuttle Crab around the Baron area. It is still 2 minutes until Baron, so oh, they're gonna go for Death Sense connects onto top lane. Kazekage, a teleport coming in from Haruki. He's shut down before anything happens, and that's gonna be 4v5 on the map for the next 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think PGF is going to have to look to take an inhib here. They're at a point now where, especially when they're against the Infernal Soul, whenever they have a numbers advantage, they have to try to make huge jumps.
Oh, Death Sense gonna connect onto Chimichangas. Now he's gonna follow with the flash, or with the flight. He flashes out of the base immediately. Now here we go. Another Death Sense gonna go out. Shokran is is very liberally using these Death Sentences to try and catch people out. And again, Coach Joey and Haruki have a lot of engage power if they really want to. Wow. Deadly Flourish is going to do a lot of damage onto Shukran there with the Dark Harvest as well. They're just going to back away here. Don't feel comfortable enough to hard engage under the enemy tower.
Yeah, that's fantastic for MLP that they were able to not lose anything huge right there. When you get your mid laner caught out this late in the game and suddenly it's a full 4v5 with everybody on one team being 100% health, not giving up any objectives and just being able to survive and clear waves is really the best you can hope for.
So how does either team win from this point? Like, do you just split push with Beniona the whole time, like for the next forever until you win on the side of MLP, or do they want to team fight and make use of how strong their Camille is?
I think they want small skirmishes, not necessarily a full 5v5, but definitely look for, 3-on-3 if they can get 1 or 2 people out as people are reacting to waves. That's what they'll look for. And other than that, I think they'll just wait for Baron to come up and hope that they're able to get vision around it and get a pick. Because with the Infernal Soul and with the team comp that they do have with 2 ADCs, if they're able to catch out one person, MLP could pretty easily push forward and get an inhib, or even look to end the game off of something like that.
Yeah, both teams definitely know that the Baron is going to be the next big point of contest. PGF going to run in and clear out a lot of the vision that MLP had put down, so now it's very apprehensive for MLP to try and go in and reclaim that vision now that they don't have it, as Coach Joey is there. Black Salt going to check in front of his team. Gonna reclaim a little bit of the vision there. The Scuttle Crab has been secured by MLP. That's going out, not going to find anything. Coach Joey looking for a potential engage. He did pop the E. And actually, Predator was also popped by 2004 Lexus GX470. Death Sentences just raining down from Shukran. Trying to see if they can get a pick, and now they're sending Beniona into that bottom lane to split push, gather some attention, while they potentially go for that Baron buff, because I don't think any one and perhaps 2 members can deal with Beniona right now. They see him down there, and Haruki's going for the engage. Nice flash away from Chimichangas. Unstoppable
Yeah,
Force will be down, but the Flash traded.
That was exactly what the Malphite needed to be looking to do there as soon as they see Bignona, because like you'd mentioned, nobody can solo stop Camille. I don't believe any two of them could stop the Camille, honestly, right now.
Call is being used there. Barrel's thrown in. A Death Sense is onto Black Salt. He goes in. Flash Magnet Storm pulls in 4 members, but they can't follow up. Shukran does go down. Here's Bignona with the teleport. Shockwave Juice just on him, but he gets a big Staring Shield and a body slam onto 2. Coach Joey goes in with the Onslaught of Shadows. Haruki on the other side is fighting up against top lane Kazekage. It's going to be a slap fight, but eventually he does go down. There's the Guardian Angel coming out of Bignona as well as out of Quick Slice, but he's surrounded, and that's going to be an ace for MLP.
Yeah, MLP looks like they should just melt this Baron here with 2 ADCs still up, able to hit it. It should take, 5-10 seconds at most, and they can definitely look to either reset and then group and start a long-term siege, or just try to get an inhib right here before anybody's even able to respawn and react to it.
Yeah, Bignona, while he was pushing in that bottom lane, he actually did get the inhib tower in the bot lane, but was stopped from getting the inhib, rightfully so, by himself teleporting into that fight and just sort of steamrolling over PGF right there.
Yeah, it was great play by Bignona. It's exactly what they wanted to look for with that teleport. And MLP played that exactly how they should have played it. Great awareness by Bignona to be able to get the tower, as well as respond to the fight and make sure that MLP is still able to win that Baron fight. Well,
here's the upside for PGF. Bignona is full build. He cannot get any stronger than he currently is. And top lane Kazekage actually is doing quite well for how behind he was set in the early to mid stages of this game. He's catching up in items, not too far behind. I think his gold is actually comparable thanks to all the towers that his team has gotten, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a great job of just being able to farm up and try to get back into the game, slow and steady. Especially
Black
with
Salty's popped the Chem Tank. They're gonna go forward. There's the root onto him. A Death Sense connects onto him. There's the crash down coming out of Black Salt, and he's just distracting them all. Onslaught of Shadows is only used onto the support as top lane Kazekage is able to get out of there. There's a hook onto 2004 Lexus Shakes for 70, but he goes down. Bignona now right on top of Haruki. Unstoppable Force is being used, and Quick Slice into the back line with the Killer Instinct is just annihilating both AD carries. Bignona now hook shots forward, but he's in a 1v3 situation. Can he do it? He's gonna do a huge chunk of damage on Haruki. A double kill goes over his way. He gets the Sterix Gauge Shield and backs away. Hook shot on cooldown. Cannot go for any more on the Quick Slice and Trapania fan. Too much damage.
Bignona does have supers pushing into the base, so he could look to make a play here. Potentially try to steal the Drake.
Yeah, he's
I
reaching
think
a lot of
one-shot
HP.
either of them.
He's gonna go forward, looks for it. A big chunk of damage onto Trapania fan, but a Shockwave pulls him off! That's the shutdown going over. A great kite and spacing by Trapania fan and Quick Slice, and they're gonna secure themselves an Elder Dragon off of that ace.
Yeah, they played that exactly how they needed to. If they had grouped up any closer, or if either of them didn't back out of that pit, Bignona was going to kill one, and I think immediately turned it into a double kill. And
I like this. He actually is saving the Elder Dragon for as many of his teammates as possible.
Yeah, great awareness there by Quick Slice, and now that's exactly what PGF wanted to happen. They're still behind, obviously, in my opinion, as far as grouped fights go, but they now have Bignona's GA down as well as the Elder buff, and if they're going to win a fight, I think it's in the next 2 minutes with this Elder buff. At this point, they should be able to just completely burst top lane Kazekage and Chimichangas. It might still take a little bit longer to burst Bignona, but if Bignona gets put into another 1v4 or something, there's not much he can do about that.
Yeah, it's actually super great to have the Elder Dragon buff against, like, Bignona specifically, because you're going to be able to burst him down through the Sterix Gauge and Spirit Visage healing, which, thanks to the Elder Dragon, biting his head off once he hits a certain threshold of HP.
Yeah, the Elder Drake really is huge for PGF. It will just come down to how this next fight is played, honestly. Usually I'd be leaning towards one team, but I honestly don't know how this next fight will go. It really just depends on if they're able to catch Quick Slice out. Or
that's a lot of damage on the top lane Kazekage. Coach Joey's gonna go in with the Onslaught of Shadows. Nicely! Just executes top lane Kazekage. Quick Slice into the back line with the Killer Instinct. Deadly Flourish goes out, but it's not gonna connect, and they just forced off the mid laner, and they're gonna go for an inhib on the mid lane. And Bignona is stuck in the bottom lane. He was trying to get a split push on, but his team immediately just gets engaged on. and now he's got to come from behind, but he doesn't want to come from behind in a 4v5, and especially if his team is not ready for it. Hyruki being chased away, and now they're going to go for a slow fight here, but the rest of the team is coming. Hyruki's going to have to not die just in time. No! He goes down. Unstoppable Force was already down. Here's the curtain call coming out. They're going to try and prevent them from recalling. Shukran going to go for the box. Black Salt gets taken a lot of damage, and he's going to go for the crash down in, but he gets executed by the Elder Dragon. Beniona gets a kill back with the help of 2004 Lexus GX4 70, so now it's a 3v3 on the map right now.
Yeah, this game just continues to not disappoint. There's so many fights going on, everybody dying. This has been a fantastic match by both teams, and now it does look like MLP at least gets some breathing room now. They get to survive until the Elder Drake is completely gone, and they'll be able to regroup and see what they're able to do as far as making a play and hopefully winning this game.
Yeah, this game has been back and forth. The gold graph must look so funky. I wish we could see it, but right now it is just a little over 2,000 gold in favor of PGF. The inhib down in the mid lane matched by the inhib down in the bot lane. Gosh, 50 seconds until Baron.
Yeah, I think everybody's just going to want to try to respawn, try to get everybody, you know, as healthy for this fight as they can get. And also, the gold lead does start to matter less and less the further into this game we get, as more and more people are just completely full build.
Yeah, Beniona is down in this bot lane split pushing. He's got to be careful not to get caught out in, like, what, a 4v1 situation, which is probably the one that he loses, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
Beniona's doing a good job just sitting in this bush, making sure that he does see, you know, at least 3 or 4 members of the enemy team, at which point he'll come out, try to get that inhib if at all possible.
Hyruki going for it. There's the Unstoppable Force into Shockwave, and top lane Kazekage is just removed from the map.
Yeah, that was an interesting Zonius from Quick Slice at the end of that fight, though. I'm not sure why he did that. But either way, they're able to catch top lane Kazekage, and now they're going to look to melt this Baron before Beniona just ends the game off.
Yeah, Curtain Call has been used, and it looks like Black Salt is looking for a way in. Explosive Cask is good. That's a lot of damage coming out, but they got to make it matter. And the Baron's going to go the way of PGF, and now the fight breaks out. A great Magnet Storm into the crash down is huge, but Shukran gets a good hook onto Chimichungus, and Chimichungus is caught. He's going to go down as well. It's a big win for PGF, but MLP, they're looking to end the game. Beniona is going to do it. He's got the Trinity Force. Seismic Shard. Shockwave doesn't connect. He's going to go down. He's not going to be able to get it. The Guardian Angel pops. Are they going to be able to finish it? He flashes, trying to finish it, but it's an ace. It's an ace for PGF. Teleport going in from Chapanya fan into the mid lane.
Wow, I would not expect any other ending to this game. But now PGF is going to look to
Something Kazekage using the culling to
out of
try and
this
clear the
game
way.
right away.
Oh, huge damage coming out of Chapanya fan. He just walks into him and aces them once again. Chapanya fan escorting a huge minion wave into those towers, and I think this is going to be it. It's 13 seconds until Black Salt or 2004 Lexus GX470, and they don't have the time. It's going to be PGF by one auto attack at the Nexus, taking the victory over MLP.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better game to cast than that, honestly. It's literally as close as the game can be, I think. Beniona was absolutely just one auto attack away from ending the game. They're barely able to get him, even after he has GA, after he flashes, and just pushing in immediately.
Yeah, wow. What a game to start off today's stream. Unfortunately, we only have one more game for you, so we're going to take a short break and get that one set up, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Internet, hello and welcome back to GRLCS Week 1 Diamond Cap stream. We just saw a very, very down-to-the-wire game between PGF and MLP. It'll be hard to follow up with such an action-packed game, but we're going to try with the next game between Reformed XD and Genie Club ISU JV. Without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into it.
Yeah, I'm excited absolutely to get into this game. I don't know how they'll be able to follow up on that last one, honestly, but we'll take a look and see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
Yeah, so on the blue side, it is Reformed XD with Denial Hurts in the top lane on Volibear, Noob Poner in the jungle on Karthus, Doom in the mid lane on Lucian, and in the bottom lane, Dragonslayer 24 and Hokage.
Yeah, and on the red team, we do have G&E Club ISU JV with Hangster on Aatrox in the top lane, Riddy in the jungle on Sejuani, Sudden Carnivore as their mid laner with Nivea, and High Legacy and Clutch in the bot lane on MF and Seraphine.
Alright, so, we have another Lucian mid. Again, it's pretty nice to have Lucian mid up against the mage mid laner. You can pretty easily dodge away from that Flash Frost, and just harass him down with your press the attack. So again, expect for the AD carry mid lane to do fairly well. I want to talk about Sivir, because Sivir is a relatively, not new, but relatively, or not as popular pick recently, although I've heard that it's coming back.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see a lot of Sivir for an extremely long time, and recently there has definitely been quite a few more Sivir players. I think it's just with the way the meta has shifted, she's able to survive lane pretty easily and scale the way she always has, as well as use the new items to be able to chunk people down in team fights.
Yeah, I think the new build for Sivir is you go Monomune into Duskblade of Drakthar as your mythic item, and then you get Cyrilda's Grudge so that you can just sort of perma-slow enemies with your bouncing blades. At least I think that's how that works. So
yeah, I know
it
they
sounds kind of
definitely
cool,
go
actually.
Duskblade, the new Duskblade, I'm still getting used to it. The number of times I will have a fight going on in one of my games and suddenly an ADC or somebody will just disappear and I get really confused for about a second.
Yeah.
Just pop up and I remember.
God, I hate Duskblade, to be honest with you. Okay, level 2 hit here by Dragonslayer and Hokage, so they're going to be able to zone High Legacy and Clutch off of the wave a little bit.
Yeah, they do look for a short trade there by Dragonslayer. He's able to chunk MF a little bit, but Seraphine is able to just shield and heal and get Misfortune right back to where she was.
You know, I'm kind of surprised to see the Sejuani picked here. From what I understand, I feel like that champion just isn't very competitive right now as far as junglers go.
Yeah, I think she definitely has a lot of issues. The main thing that I know about Sejuani is she's one of like 5 champs that's picked less than Aurelion Soul. So I can find comfort in that personally. But yeah, you really never see Sejuani anymore. But she does still obviously have a ton of CC in her kit. No matter how you change her numbers, I think she'll always be kind of an acceptable champion just because of her utility.
Yeah, and it was either this patch or next patch that they're buffing that champion, right? The second part of her W is going to be doing more damage, scaling with health.
Yeah, that could be what this is Riddy just knows that's coming and he's comfortable on Sejuani, so figures he'll go ahead and start playing on it and make sure he's still got it in his pocket for when she does get buffed, and hopefully her pick rate goes up a little bit.
And for all I know, it could actually have been this patch, but I don't remember. And also, but at the same time, I still feel like Sejuani is kind of slow clearing the jungle and can't really take a lot of 1v1s. So as a result, kind of has fallen down in priority. But like you said, still offers a lot of teamfight utility, a lot of CC, a lot of lockdown. So definitely has more capacity to be useful in very organized settings such as competitive leagues like this, you know?
Yeah, and that's definitely what I think ISU JV is going to be looking to do. They have the Anivia, they have Sejuani ult as well as other CCs along with Seraphine and MF. If they get into a grouped jungle fight, you're looking at just so much CC with a team standing in an Anivia ult and a Misfortune ult. If they get things lined up appropriately, they can just absolutely melt the enemy team.
Oh gosh, can you believe that the Seraphine made it through Champion Select? That champion's absolutely disgusting. So much power, shield heals, a gigantic encore. I think that champion's super good. It's really annoying to play against.
Definitely picked ban. Obviously not banned in this, so absolutely picked, I imagine, very quickly during Champ Select. But she brings a lot to fights, and in my experience, even if she misses pretty much everything, she just has to land her ult, which is very easy to land, and can completely turn team fights.
Yeah. Denial Hurts is actually kind of struggling in this top lane up against Hangster 2002. He's already been forced to recall, taking a number of bad trades, and is down a fair bit of farm compared to the Aatrox right now.
Yeah, it's great work by Hangster, just continuing to harass him, take any trade he can, and punish Denial Hurts every single time he steps up to a creep, with already a 15 CS lead at only 5 minutes in the game.
Whoa, I actually just double taked there. My camera's not on screen right now, so you can't see it, but holy cow, Sejuani soloed the dragon. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of ashamed of both of our map awarenesses for not noticing she was soloing dragon.
Yeah, I just don't expect that to happen. Hangster actually goes for his ultimate here onto Denial Hurts, forcing him away. Sudden Carnivore out of mana is just going to get pressed the attack on by Doom. But yeah, the Sejuani soloed the dragon. I don't know how long she'd been doing that because I hadn't been paying attention, but you get, it's always like weighing your like the value of your time, right? Because however much time you spent doing that dragon is time you didn't spend clearing your jungle, so you're gonna fall behind on EXP and gold in exchange for that benefit to your team, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, and you do see that with the Karthus being up a couple of camps already. He's got 10 CS on Sejuani, but he doesn't have a level advantage quite yet, which is what Karthus is really trying to do, is just rush for 6.
He actually goes forward with the Arctic Assault onto Noob Toners, and gonna stun him up as well, as both mid laners were trying to collapse on this one. Sudden Carnivore gonna be zoned away, and now forcing the flash away. Here's Denial Hurts, he goes for the ultimate, gonna be one auto! First blood goes over to the top laner of XD. Uh-oh,
yeah,
and
great
Sudden Carnivore slowed up by the Wall of Pain, looking for some damage on a Doom who flashes out of the Glacial Storm. There's the Flash Frost for the stun, but he's gonna get egged, and that's gonna be another kill going the way of XD as the mid laner a little bit out of position.
Yeah, now it definitely opened up the map for the Karthus. Karthus is one of those junglers who can absolutely hyperscale and just take over the map completely, because once he has his ultimate and a couple of Dark Harvest stacks, he can be on the other side of the map and completely change the tide of a fight or help clean up a fight that's remotely close.
Yeah, and this is what you want from your Lucian mid. Uh-oh, except he's out of mana. The Wall of Pain goes down. Riddy is gonna be zoned away. He doesn't have his level 6 yet. Nice sidesteps on these late waves, but he's gonna have to get out of there.
Yeah, that was great work by Riddy, just hitting him with the sweet feet that whole time, able to get out of there alive. But also incredible that Doom didn't die there, being and taking that wave as greedily as he just was.
Yeah, and look at this. Hangster still hasn't recalled. Denial Hurts has actually recalled twice. Oh, there's the Senate Plate on the BBU High Legacy. He's no solo player because he's only level 5, and a good root from BBU Clutch is going to keep Dragon Slayer from following up on that one. The Karthus ult is enough to finish up High Legacy.
Yeah, as I was just talking about, that's a fight between 4 level 5 bot laners.
Uh-oh, Riddy doesn't land the Arctic Assault. A nice solo flare, but a flash stun from BBU Clutch. He flashed forward just for his jungler to die. It's going to be a double kill to the Sivir. 5 kills to 0 in favor of Reformed XD.
Reformed XD just opened this game up so quickly. Now they've got 2 kills on 2 separate hyper carries. Karthus did exactly what I had mentioned he was going to be able to do, just completely change the tide of fights from the other side of the map. And now Reformed XD is in a great place with their gold lead.
Uh-oh, flash forward. Denial Hurts does have his splash. Hangster's going to continue the chase with that ultimate. He's got it. There's the Q knockup. We're looking for a second one, and the auto will finish him off. Hangster 2002 gets the solo kill and puts ISU JV on the board.
Yeah, it's a great ISU JV. Definitely needed to get more of a lead somewhere. And you generally prefer for your leads to be on the bottom half of the map, just in the current meta. But it will be great if Hankster's able to keep this lead up on Denial Hurts. He can help slow the bleeding elsewhere by pushing top lane really aggressively and allow their bot lane and mid lane to be able to farm up and scale like you want your Anivia to do.
Okay, Hokage is here. Flash Zenith Blade, that's it! He gets in on the BBU clutch. He's taking a lot of damage. The Dark Harvest is proc. New Poner XD flashes forward, and he's gonna take a lot of damage, but the Guardian from Hokage will keep him safe. Wow, 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 that Guardian actually saved his life.
That's exactly why you take Guardian in those situations. I usually go Aftershock, so my jungler definitely would have died there, but I would have been a little tankier for it, so it's okay.
Yeah, holy cow. The Flash Zenith Blade is so aggressive, not having the Solar Flare. He has it now, but he didn't have it at the time that that fight started breaking out. And the bullet time, New Poner tried to flash burn for the Wall of Pain slow, and maybe one lay waste for the finished off clutch, but he wasn't able to get it, and as a result, go very low, and he had to take a recall here. But Rift Herald has been dropped. He soloed it and immediately dropped it. Riddy has been getting a lot of these objectives on the map. I actually am not sure if he meant to drop that because it's not super great to drop right now. And Hankster actually gonna potentially take a lot of damage from Denial Hurts, who goes for the ultimate. Nice sidestep away, Hankster 2002, but now he's on the wrong side of the map. But he's got a lot of cooldowns, and Denial Hurts now taking the lesser end of this train, and Hankster gets another one. Solo kill in the top lane.
It was very well played by Hankster. I think Denial Hearts wasn't at all expecting Hankster to go towards his tower to just completely go dodge that all. And now we see Aatrox doing Aatrox.
Oh, but he does go down to the Death Divide from the Karthus. Sejuani, knowing the junglers in the top lane, is going to go for yet another dragon. 2 dragons, and the Rift Herald essentially started up off of the back of the Sejuani is really impressive on the side of Riddy, but Dragon Slayer is going to try and go for the steal here. Whoa, very close actually, but the smite is good, and Riddy will secure another dragon.
Yeah, and that's especially great because it is going to be Ocean Soul here now, and that'll be excellent for them to survive in late game team fights, help deal a little bit with the Karthus, and everyone else is just the insane healing from Ocean Soul, and that definitely becomes ISUJB's win con moving forward. They're going to want to put all of their focus onto getting Drake Soul, if possible.
Yeah, you know, Cloud Soul just feels like it sounds really good, getting that extra movement speed off of your ultimate, but in practice it's just not as impactful as basically any of the other 3 souls. I think Ocean Soul is probably one of, if not the most impactful of the souls. I actually love Ocean Soul. I think it's so broken.
I think Cloud Soul is really, it's very, very good situationally, I think. Like with your Sivir, for example, Sivir ultimate also with Cloud Soul, she just gets incredible move speed and has it up all the time. But
that's
the
a
other
good
ones
stun
are
onto
definitely-
Doom, but Riddy doesn't want it because they did see the Karthus in the mid lane getting ready to collapse.
Yeah, just decide to back off, take that trade on Doom, and don't risk too much there. But with the other souls, they're definitely much more useful across the board.
Yeah.
Especially with Ocean Soul, healing helps everybody always, no matter what.
Yeah, especially in these long drawn-out fights, which is probably what we expect to have here. I'd like to point out, Hankster 2002 was level 11, Denial Hurts, when Denial Hurts was level 8. So he's at least 2 full levels up on Denial Hurts right now, so this is a really rough top lane.
Yeah, Hankster has a 30 CS lead and 3 kills, so he's definitely going to look to try to impact the map however possible. He's probably going to try to push and finish this tower within the next few waves, and that way he'll be able to rotate, help his team elsewhere, while Denial Hurts is really going to just want to focus on survive, farm what little bit you can, and trust that your Karthus who's ahead, your Sivir who's ahead, and your Wushin who's also got a 20 CS lead will be able to push elsewhere and give you some breathing room a little later in the game.
Yeah, and you know, as I say that, I did also notice that the Karthus, New Poner XD, is also a very sizable EXP lead over Riddy. And that's kind of what we expected when we saw these jungle champions come up. The Karthus super fast at farming, Sejuani not so much, and of course Riddy has been sacrificing a lot of his own EXP in order to get those global objectives for his team.
Yeah, Riddy definitely knew he was going to be behind in XP. I think that's just par for the course with the Karthus, honestly. Karthus is just able to clear so quickly he can just power farm through like it's nothing, as well as get assists and kills with his ultimate post 6. So it was a great work by Riddy, just focusing those objectives early, kind of looking into it, saying, hey, he will have an XP lead regardless if we power farm, so I might as well just lean into that XP lead, don't even worry about trying to farm with him, and see what I can do for my team.
Alright. We got the Monomune, we got the Serrated Dark. Dragon Slayer is actually in a really comfortable spot for this champion right now. You can see he's taking really good trades up against the Misfortune, which is definitely not what's supposed to happen. Culling been invested to try and poke out Sudden Carnivore, and now looks like it will be a potential dive here. Noob Poner comes in, the Wall of Pain is good. Solar Flare just gets the slow, but the Encore is nice. It's Charms up 2, and the flash away from High Legacy. I don't even know if it was worth it to flash, because even had they not gotten that kill, the Requiem is available. But here's the teleport coming in from Hangster. He's doing a lot of damage, and then the play will keep him in place. Here's the teleport coming in from Sudden Carnivore as well. There's the Requiem. Here comes Denial Hurts. He gets in on there. The Glacial Prison has been used to lock him up. Hokage gonna get stunned up by the Flash Frost, but not enough damage coming out of the Anivia. Just both teleports, 3 teleports actually, invested into this bottom lane.
Yeah, both teams are just focusing entirely on trying to use their bot lane. We have ISUJV just wanting to get their MF back into the game however possible, say, hey, we've got to do what we can, stop the bleeding, let MF get a couple of items. And on the other side, we have a team just looking at their Sivir saying, hey, we'll do whatever we can to keep your lead growing and let your ultimate and your items help us take over this game.
Yeah, there's so much damage coming out of Noob Poner XD. He's level 11 now, so the level 2 Karthus ultimate available. And despite a valiant effort from Clutch to try and disengage that fight with a great Encore, the Karthus was not hit by it, and just a ton of damage streaming out from those lay wastes, taking out the bottom lane basically. And Riddy's Glacial Prison was basically used to disengage, which is not how you want to be using that Sejuani ultimate.
Yeah, you definitely want to be using it as an engage tool if at all possible, and I'm interested to see if Reformed is going to try to contest this Drake at all and stop them from getting close to the ocean.
Gonna flash away, and yeah, they really wanted this soul, this dragon, because it's one step closer to soul, but if they are able to deny this, it's gonna be a smite steal by Noob Poner XD, and the fight breaks out. The bullet time is decent, and it's not used yet. He just got a kill by himself. Denial Hurts on the wrong side of the fight, and he's gonna get focused down by 4 members, but Sudden Carnivore caught on the wrong side as well. He's gonna go down to Doom. There we go. Encore is wide enough, and Dragon Slayer is gonna go down. Riddy will pay the price. A triple kill for the Misfortune as Doom is being chased down. Double kill for Lucian as he takes out the enemy jungler, but he's gonna get autoed to death. The shutdown goes over to Hangster, and it's an ace for ISUJV.
That was a huge play for them, even though they did lose that Ocean Drake. They got so much gold with those kills. Misfortune getting a triple kill is huge, especially with a couple of shutdowns. She's now going to look to base and potentially buy, you know, almost a full item. Definitely get a huge jump in her total stats. And ISUJV, even though they didn't get the Ocean Drake, are able to now get this bot tower, and they're looking good moving forward.
Yeah, man, that the Encore at the end there was a lot longer than I expected it to be. That fight breaking out, it feels like ISUJV, or sorry, Reformed XD were really focused on getting that dragon, trying to deny the soul in 4, and as a result, they just got kind of messed up by Hangster coming down on all of them.
Yeah, it was a great call. They did definitely need to fight for that Drake, because otherwise, you know, you're in a position where no matter what the circumstances are when the next dragon comes up, you're having to contest it. But it does look like they did focus on it just a little bit too much, didn't respect Hangster and his damage, and end up paying the price for it, even though they did get the Drake.
Alright, so now it's only a 500 gold lead in favor of Reformed XD. High Legacy coming to contest those Raptors. He's got a lot of damage now with the Serrated Dirk and the Gale Force completed. Still down in items compared to Dragon Slayer 24.
Yeah, Dragon Slayer 24, this Sivir build that we had kind of mentioned earlier is pretty interesting in my opinion, because I don't know enough about ADC and Manamune to know, you know, exactly how much damage she can be putting out once she does complete that item. But I do know MF with her Gale Force and that Dirk on top of it will be doing a lot of damage.
Oh, that's a really good wall. Hokage is forced into the Flash Frost, and that's going to be an easy pick on this. The great use of vision by ISUJV to catch out the Leona and secure themselves with Rift Arrow.
Yeah, that was exactly what they were looking to do. Hokage obviously has to push up, has to be looking for some vision there, and that's great heads-up play by ASU JV, knowing he probably would walk up and being able to start the rift, as well as just sitting and watching for that pick that would come.
You've got Deuce pushing in the bottom lane because it doesn't look like they're going to even try to stop this Rift Herald push into the mid lane here. It's going to get the charge off, and the tower is basically instantly dead afterwards.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they also try to push for this inhib turret here, or if they're just going to back off and take their lead, which it looks like they will do here.
Yeah, Doom actually tanking the tower to secure that, or yeah, tanking that tower to secure it. Baron is on the table now, and towers are actually in favor of ISU JV in spite of everything. They're still down like less than 100 gold, but they have towers. They have a tower lead, which makes me think that Reformed XD, they've got a lot of low-hanging gold available if they're able to secure those outer towers. Like the one they just got mid.
Yeah, they definitely have hopefully some quick gold that they'll be able to get if ISU JV rotates to the wrong side of the map or doesn't pay enough attention to those objectives. So Reformed XD can look to focus those, open up the top side of the map a little more as well as the mid lane, and just see how they're able to set up and potentially turn it into a Baron fight.
Denial Hurt's still quite a bit behind his counterpart, Hangster 2002. The Aatrox is still quite a monster, but the Karthus is level 13 matching him, as well as his own mid laner, so I think that this Karthus is just gonna melt through him at this point, once he backs and buys his items. I'm very concerned for ISU JV fighting up against this Karthus.
Yeah, I think Reformed XD is definitely going to look to just keep having Karthus farm. He's going to be 16 before you know it. That's what a lot of Karthuses are able to do, especially if their team decides to give him some lane farm as well. You know, just lean all into, hey, a level 3 Requiem can win a fight by itself. And once he is 16, before Dragon spawns, he can just use his ultimate to chunk everyone and not even be using it in the midst of a fight.
Alright, before you know it, the Dragon is spawning once again. That Dustblade actually did a fair chunk of damage to Hangster with that Boomerang Blade from Dragon Slayer 24, and now they might look for the fight. Here goes Riddy. He goes in with the Arctic Assault, but it's not the one he wanted. Electro Prison is still on the table. Karthus flashes in. No! That's not the button you wanted to press! He Requiems. It gets interrupted by the Encore, so now he doesn't get that ultimate at all, but they're kiting through the Glacial Storm. It's just melting him. Shutdown goes over to Sivir, but he goes down to the Anivia. Two sides of this fight, and it looks like they traded 3 for 3, but wow, those flashing red health bars on the side of ISU JV.
Yeah, that was... If Requiem had stayed up until Karthus died, it's definitely a clean sweep, I believe, and then they'd be able to take this dragon as well. But because of that little slip up there, now it looks like neither team will take Drake, or it does look like now Reformed is going to look to take it after the Anivia resets.
Yeah, so what I think happened there is either he meant to flash E or flash W or flash stopwatch because he wanted to be in the middle of the enemy team doing damage, but instead he flash R'd. So he's in the middle of the enemy team channeling his R, instantly gets interrupted by the Encore, so a lot of damage lost from the Karthus, and in spite of that, they still come out even on that fight. Of course, the teleports from both solo laners on the side of ISU JV will secure them the third dragon. So, you know, all good for ISU JV there, but you gotta be concerned because that was a lot of damage that was lost on the side of Reformed XD from a mistake from Noob Poner XD, so imagine how much more one-sided it'll be if that doesn't happen next fight.
Yeah, that's gotta be a frustrating play for Reformed XD, and I'm sure Noob Poner was pretty upset with himself after that, but it is also reassuring to know, hey, we went even in that fight. Even if we lost the Drake, we missed out on by far our biggest ability and went 3 for 3. He's not going to make that mistake again. That's not something that happens twice in the same game. So this next fight, he'll definitely be, once he has it, the fight should go in the favor of Reformed.
ISU JV starting up the Baron, and again, the Requiem is still on cooldown. So here we go, Glacial Storm, that's a great pick onto Noob Poner XD, but the Solar Flare is good, it stuns up both carries. Noob Poner XD does go down, and he's gonna try and do lay waste, but they're able to kite back away from it. Doom and Hokage coming in to take out the Vision as the Deathified goes down. Now they're going to try and re-engage the fight. There's the good chain's going to catch on the Denial. Hurts really trying to zone, but he's going to get called down. Encore is good, and the two-man Flash Frost, but they interrupted Hokage playing zone. Now both AD carries just trying to do what they can to kite it out. Then now they're going forward. Hangster 2002 has to get out of there. Flash forward. He's doing a lot of damage with that one. Here comes the Bullet Bear coming in. The stopwatch is going to be used by Sudden Carnivore. Doom goes down, a little too close to the Aatrox. Hangster 2002 is just pushing Denial Hurts back away, and Sudden Carnivore will live. Flash forward for the Make It Rain with the slow, but it just gets taken out. Dragon Slayer 24 with a big chunk of damage off of that auto attack reset. Denial Hurts ready to go back in. Hangster 2002 throws out the Q, and it's gonna be a 2-for-2. Oh, but the Requiem might take out Riddy. Oh, the smite! The smite kept him alive!
Great heads up play by Riddy there, seeing the Requiem coming in. I definitely think it was going to kill him if he did not get that smite off. And just a great all-around play by both teams, in particular the ADCs, and Dragon Slayer 24 did an excellent job, while I want to say being under 20% health for it felt like 3/4 of that fight, just staying far back, throwing out boomerangs as he can, and getting off the occasional auto without dying.
Yeah, great use of vision there from Dragon Slayer 24 on the tail end of that fight. High Legacy says, yeah, we definitely are winning this fight, and they were at that point. He goes for the Flash Make It Rain, trying to slow them so that his team can catch up, but that little pixel brush, he lost vision, and Dragon Slayer 24 turns around and auto reset and takes out High Legacy from that health bar that he had.
Yeah, it just completely turned that fight from being very, very in the favor of ISUJV to being at least acceptable for Reformed XD. So now it looks like both teams will try to slow things down a little bit and really wait for the last dragon. That is still ISUJV's main condition that they need to win this game, but unfortunately they do have Noob Poner XD with a 3-level lead on Riddy, so going for that with Noob Poner alive on the map at all is going to be pretty risky.
Yeah, there we go. Riddy goes for the Glacial Storm. It's not going to connect under a new Poner. They were going for basically the instant replay with the Glacial Prison onto the Karthus, but he is able to evade it this time. So with that big team fight ultimate down, Riddy doesn't want to take a fight over the Baron, so they'll back away from it. Give the opportunity for Reformed XD to try and reclaim some vision in the area.
Yeah, both teams, I think, will most likely try to slow it down a little bit. I feel like there's been quite a bit of action just back and forth the last few minutes, but it does look like they're at least wanting to reset, spend what gold they have, and take another look at how do we get Baron Vision on the side of Reformed XD, how do we go about this next fight and get to a spot where we can win this game.
Yeah, a lot of credit to ISUJV for how long they've had control over that Baron area in terms of vision. But what they need is vision around the Dragon area, because like you said, that's their main win condition right now, going for that Ocean Soul. They have more vision than Reformed XD does, of course, but it's not a whole lot, and it's definitely not enough to make a pick on somebody trying to face check in there.
Yeah, neither team has complete vision control of really any area of the map outside of their own jungle, so they can't look to make aggressive plays because you can commit to making a pick and then you realize, you know, oh, one bush down, there are 3 enemies, and it just completely turns on you. So both teams playing it a little slow, clearing out their side of the jungle and waiting to get fully grouped up so that they can push and get a little more.
Sudden Carnivore, the wall almost catches Hokage. He does successfully walk the other direction. Doesn't get baited by the Anivia pathing. Oh, here we go. It's already been started up. Denial Hurts trying to go in there, and the Ocean Soul has been secured. The Encore, it's really good. The bullet time comes out, but he's gonna get solar flared and stunned up. The High Legacy takes out Noob Poner XD for the first kill of the fight, but the Requiem is coming down. Hangster is trying to do what he can in the back line. Shutdown goes over as he goes down to the Requiem. So far, it's a 2-for-2. And Sudden Carnivore is throwing down the Glacial Storm, a huge zone of control for the Anivia, but it's only a 2-for-2, and everyone backs off. But Ocean Soul secured by ISUJV.
Yeah, that's huge for ISUJV to be able to get that Ocean Soul. And Karthus does still have a huge lead on them, but when they have grouped fights like that where they're able to use their ultimates, they're in a great spot currently, and the healing from that Ocean Soul will just make it very hard to melt down their team.
Yeah, and Riddy is going to go in, gets a good slow onto Hokage, and this might just be a pick off of an overstay, but he flashes away, and they're not willing to continue the chase. So it will just be a flash burn by Hokage.
Yeah, and now both teams will be looking to play around this Baron. It does look like ISUJV will be able to get some vision control here as they have Riddy walking up and warding what she can, but the Scuttle Crab did go to the side of Reformed XD, so that'll help a little bit with that vision on their side.
Yeah, and with the Ocean Soul is actually so huge. It goes a long way to making sure that they can continue these extended fights, and it helps a lot in not getting picked up at the very end by Requiem.
Yeah, absolutely. You see that Requiem start charging, and you just start auto-attacking anything that's near you, getting whatever healing you can get.
Alright, so Baron area now in control of ISUJV. Control wards just littering the area in their favor, but the Scuttle Crab secured by Reformed XD, so they will at least have that guaranteed vision for the next little bit of time. They're going to contest the blue buff as the Flash Frost goes out. Sun Carnivore taking a little bit of damage from that Boomerang Blade. They're actually going to knock the Arctic Armor off of Riddy as well, and the Baron has been started. They 100% know that it's happening, thanks to that Scuttle Crab, but are they going to be able to get in there and contest it? Solo players available, so they need to knock Group up for that one. Sun Carnivore with the Glacial Storm cutting off that corridor. Now Hurts on the other side. New Punter XD throws in the Wall of Pain to slow him up. They're going to back away. They disengage off the Baron, and ISUJV now actually going into the enemy jungle.
Yeah, it looks like ISUJV is now just turning this into looking for a pick, and they do get chunked a little bit with the Anivia and the Seraphine both getting hurt quite a bit, but with the Ocean Soul, as we've mentioned a few times, they should heal that right back up.
Yeah, but look who has priority in the mid lane. It is Reformed XD looking potentially at that mid lane, but they now have to turn around and go back towards the Baron because it's restarted up by ISUJV. It's going down very low. It's at about half HP right now. They've got the Karthus on the other side there, the Wall of Pain. There's the Sivir ultimate being used. He flashes in, gets in there. It's not secured. It's going to be secured by the Volibear of all things. And now the Requiem has been channeled. The bullet time comes out, but it's only hitting Doom right now. Hokage in there. The egg is going to be popped and eaten alive by the bear. Hankster now having to try and disengage here, but he's taking a lot of damage. The Cyril's Grudge slow, and the Glacial Storm, but it's going to be Dragon Slayer flashing forward for the auto attack to finish off the Aatrox. It's a 2-4-3 in favor of Reformed XD, as well as the Baron stolen by the Volibear.
Absolutely huge steal by the Nile Hurts. Honestly, that almost completely makes up for him falling behind in the lane earlier. He said, hey guys, you know what? I know I struggled with that Aatrox. I know I put us a little bit behind on this half of the map. I'll take this into my own hand. Go for it here.
Yeah, and they're going to get a tower in the mid lane now with that Baron steal. It's a huge swing in gold for them. They now have a 4,500 gold lead just about.
Yeah, and they are still against that Ocean Soul, so you can never count out ISUJV by any means. But Reformed XD can use that Baron, and hopefully your Baron minions will be strong enough for you to be able to siege. But unfortunately, ISUJV does have that Anivia, who is basically made to just clear waves infinitely.
Yeah, and I think that, I have to say, I think that this Sivir pick has been incredibly effective for Reformed XD. Now that he's got the Cyril's Grudge, he's just perma-slowing them whenever he gets those Boomerang Blades off, and it's crazy. He's just running them down.
Yeah, Dragon Slayer has been absolutely huge this game. Obviously, I mean, he's 7, 2, and 10. It's a fantastic stat line, as well as everything else he's now providing to his team with utility from the slows, as well as his ultimate, giving his teammates some mobility and just helping fights go their way.
And the Baron is definitely what you need on the side of Reformed XD in order to... Holy cow! Boomerang Blade just chunks Clutch there.
Yeah, that was a Clutch got hurt quite a bit more than I thought he was going to. And now they're going to need to look to reset here and get back to full health, because even with that Ocean Soul, when Clutch is a quarter HP, that's tough to heal back from.
Yeah, and you definitely can, even when you have the Ocean Soul, you cannot give up the Elder Dragon. The Elder Dragon is just such a huge tool for combat power. Now potentially looking for vision in the blue side. You got Dragon Slayer 24. He is going to get hit by the chains. They do break the spell shield here as Riddy is going to go in. The Glacial Storm is still available. There's the Encore. Catches 3. That's a huge bullet time. Shutdown goes over to the Hankster as now New Poner XD goes for the stopwatch. It's going to be a 1 for 5 there, as Riddy just needs to not die to these layways. It's a huge team fight. Clutch and High Legacy just annihilate the health bars of Reformed XD, and the Elder Dragon is going to be basically guaranteed secured by ISU JV.
Absolutely massive misfortune all there. I don't. The damage in that last fight is going to be almost all to that bullet time. They were grouped up. They had the Anivia wall blocking everyone in with the Seraphine ult, forcing basically the whole team to just eat an entire misfortune.
Yeah, that to be honest, that looked like it was gonna go really badly for ISU JV, but Clutch really just living up to his name with that encore, landing it on I think 4, if not 5 members of Reformed XD, and then follow it up with a bullet time. They can't do anything about it. They're actually forced to walk into it because of the charm, and so it just annihilates them. And wow, Elder Dragon on 4 members of ISU JV, they're ready to go for the next fight, with Ocean Soul and the Elder Dragon ready to execute.
Absolutely huge for ISU JV to have Elder and the Ocean Soul, not only just because of how strong Elder is on them, but denying it from the Karthus, because as I've mentioned before, with Karthus ult being able to chunk everyone to the extent it does, a Karthus ult with an Elder Drake passive attached to it can completely turn the tide of a fight in an instant.
Oh man, new Poner XD is going to secure the blue buff, but now are they going to get caught here? Denial Hearts goes for the stun under Riddy, and he's not going to invest the Glacial Prison just yet. And now Hangster actually going for the jump in onto Dragon Slayer 24, their trade ult for ult. He actually flashes forward, doesn't get anything more out of Dragon Slayer 24 except for baiting out the spell shield.
Yeah, that was really aggressive by Hangster. He just wanted to full commit to that trade there, but luckily Dragon Slayer was able to survive that, because if Dragon Slayer had died there, I think that's the end of the game, you know, with Elder Drake and without him there to help clear these waves.
Okay, Riddy goes for it. The Glacial Storm is eaten by the spell shield, and now Hangster is in there, but he's getting chunked really quickly. Encore is going to be flashed away from by Dragon Slayer 24. The bullet time is not quite as effective. And now here we go. Doom has recalled and join the fight, and there we go. The Elder Dragon eats him alive with that Leandri's passive. Sudden Carnivore takes out Hokage. He gets another one, a double kill for the Anivia just off of the damage over time.
Yeah, that Leandri's burn mixed with Elder Dragon is just absolutely incredible on Anivia. I did not think for a second Dragon Slayer was going to die until I just saw him start running away and you see it burn closer and closer to that mark.
Yeah, this might be the end of the game here, as Elder Dragon's still available on all these members there. Doom is going to get zoned off. New Punter goes in, but immediately gets annihilated. Now, they're out of there. Requiem is going to be used. Shutdown goes over, as it does pop the Aatrox's Guardian Angel, but that's all they'll get out of it. They do not have a wave just yet, but I think it doesn't matter, because here it comes, and it's going to be another 14 seconds before the Sivir, 40 seconds before a huge chunk of damage in Doom and New Punter. This might be the end of the game for ISU JV.
Yeah, I imagine ISU JV is going to close it out here. I just don't see any way Denial Hearts and Hokage are able to stop it.
Alright, Denial Hearts comes in, Dragon Slayer 24 comes out, throwing out as much damage as he can, but it's not going to matter, as ISU JV are going to take the victory over Reformed XD.
Yeah, that was another great game. We had mentioned wanting a good follow-up to the last one we casted, and I do think that one definitely delivered right up until the end. We had Ocean Soul, we had an Elder Drake, we had a pretty impressive Elder Drake mixed with Leandri's burn chase kills, and yeah, it was everything we were hoping for in that game.
God, that's so crazy with those members just sort of like being way back there, and then they realize, oh, I'm burning to Leandri's, oh, I'm burning to Elder Dragon, oh, the Elder Dragon just bit my head off because I reached that health threshold. Wow, what an end to that game. Great team fighting by ISU JV there, and Reformed XD, like, to their credit, they played that game really well too. Like, we can't be disappointed, and all we can do is say we're looking forward to seeing more from all these teams today.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there was a single team out of the 4 we watched that didn't look extremely good and like they can be competitive in this league moving forward and look for a spot in the playoffs moving forward.
For sure. But anyway, that was both of the games we had for you today, and that will conclude GRLCS's Week 1 streams, but the action doesn't stop, because tune in tomorrow for a Gold Cap stream of Week number 2. We're going to cut it out here, so it's been me, Alex, HNA22, and John Weenie Edwards. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.